Tom Tancredo is a former Republican congressman from Colorado. Maria Cardona is a Democratic strategist and contributor for us. And I appreciate both of you taking the time. Representative Tancredo, let me start with this. John McCain is a part of this bipartisan group. As I said, a lot of people together you might not expect to be standing at the same podium. But here's what he said today about why Republicans have to do this deal and do this deal now.
Elections. The Republican Party is losing the support of our Hispanic citizens. And we realize that there are many issues in which we think we are in agreement with our Hispanic citizens, but this is a preeminent issue with those citizens.
And obviously, when you look at the election last time, President Obama got 71% of the Latino vote, Mitt Romney 27%. Is John McCain right?
No, he really isn't. He's no more right this time than he was back in, what, 87, when he and another gang tried to put together a very similar bill. And remember, at that time it was called the McCain-Kennedy bill. Very similar in almost every respect to what I've seen so far. I must admit I haven't seen the whole thing, but from what I've heard about it, very, very similar. At any rate, it's the same rhetoric, and it's just as wrong today as it was then. The reason, I mean, this is amazing, honestly. Somehow, Republicans, many Republicans, McCain being one of them, have been led to believe that all we have to do as Republicans is soften a stance on immigration, and we will begin to erode the Democrat base that exists in the Hispanic community.
So would
Certainly there is nothing to prove that. Honestly, nothing, not one shred of evidence, not one poll ever taken shows Hispanics saying, yeah, that's it. Hispanics vote for Democrats for exactly the same reason that other people vote for Democrats.
All right,
they want bigger government. It's got nothing to do with immigration.
All right, I want to get Maria's response. So in a word, if you would, do you think, what is your problem with it as you perceive it? Do you think that the 11 million people here, that there should be no path to citizenship?
Oh, my goodness. Why would you give the most important, the most valuable thing that we hand out to people who come here legally, that is citizenship? Why would you do this to them? Why would you be so unfair as to say, but we're going to take that one thing, the best thing that we give you for doing it the right way, and give it to people who did not do it the right way? It is not fair.
All right, Maria, let me ask you a question about what the president is going to actually do about this. And let me just get this. I want to play a soundbite for you. This is what Democratic Representative Luis Gutierrez told CNN today about what the president's going to do on immigration. Sure.
The important thing of Friday's meeting, quite honestly, is that the president said he's going to make this his top priority, his #1 priority.
All right, Maria, here, July 8th, 2008, the President of the United States speaking to the League of United Latin American Citizens. Again, July 8th, 2008. Here he is on immigration.
I will make it a top priority in my first year as president.
Do you trust him this time?
I do, Aaron, and for a couple of reasons. First of all, I think the president knows who he owes, in large part, his reelection, and that is to the 71% of Latinos who got him reelected. The second thing is, let's think back into July 2008. That was way before the economy went into free fall, and so he had a couple of other priorities he had to deal with when he first came into office. And the third thing, Aaron, is that this president wants this as his legacy, and he has said that he wants this to be a priority. Even during the reelection, he talked about this. And so he knows that now he has a debt to pay. The Republicans need to do this as a necessity. And with all due respect to the congressman, this is absolutely an issue of electoral survival for the Republican Party. The congressman is right that this isn't the only thing that Republicans need to soften up their tone on. But if this isn't something that they get done for the Latino community, they're not going to listen to them on anything else.
Congressman Tancredo, here's my problem just intellectually with where you're coming from. And this is a complicated issue, but I don't understand. I mean, these people are already here. You're not going to be able to pick them up and move them all out. I mean, that's just not practical. So if you start from that point of view, how are you ever going to get a deal?
If I can give you a very simple and I think incredibly efficient way of dealing with this issue, one that does not require rounding people up or anything else of that nature, but nonetheless would certainly solve the biggest part of the problem. If I could give that to you, would you at least agree with me that there is an alternative? And here's what I'm suggesting and have been suggesting for years. It's something called E-Verify. It is if you mandate E-Verify for every single employer in this country, you're doing a couple of things. You're doing a big, big favor for the people who are here legally and can't get work. You're doing a big favor for immigrants who are here legally and can't get work. And you are, of course, dealing with this issue in the most humane way as possible. You're saying, if you come the right way, you get the job. If you haven't, if your Social Security number is not right, you can't. You'll have to go home. You'll have to take care of this yourself. They will self-deport. But because that is the easiest and certainly the most efficient way of dealing with it, we will never use it. But it's the best way, and it doesn't require rounding people up.
All right, thanks. I got to leave it there. Thanks very much to both of you. Interesting points of view, and of course, interesting when you take that and you put it next to those kids Miguel Marquez spoke to. This is a tough issue and certainly not black and white.